Hello everyone and welcome to another exciting episode of Staring at Fish Tanks. Anyway, today you find me staring at my fish tank trying to decide what some of these babies are in this tank. Now, when I zoom in a bit, like so, there should be some small Endler babies in here. Obviously they are the dither fish of choice, as I have hundreds of them, which they don't want to be seen today. And obviously the black mollies. Now there are smaller black mollies in here that are scooped out of the big tank and put in here, so there would be plenty of black mollies in here and other fish for any babies to hide amongst. And we saw what we thought was some sort of other baby the other day. But now I think one of the female black mollies has given birth to some live ones. I was attempting to try and record it. Oh, there's one amongst the roots. Can you see it? Probably not. This camera won't pick it up very well. It's a phone after all. But there is some very small... Yeah, it's not going to pick it up, is it? Baby, this very, very small. That's fish poo. But there's one over there. Can you see it? Just above the heater. The back. Well, there's some very small fish like that. I'm assuming that they're black mollies, but I didn't think the other black molly female was ready to drop, which is surprising. She'd got big, but I didn't think she'd been ready to drop any of her babies. And you can normally tell, obviously, a black molly baby. I mean, there's some like ones that are a little bit bigger, which obviously are black mollies, but I'm surprised that you're just staring at the plants there, aren't you? So you can see like the smaller Endlers babies at the back, and there's one down here. There. So there's plenty of smaller fish in here, and that was the idea. Oh, there's one there, if you can make it out. There, just there. See it? It's there, just darting around. Now, I'm assuming that that's a baby black molly, and I think I've seen two of them, but it doesn't really look like a baby black molly, which is confusing me. I'm sure it is though. It can't be anything else. And if it is, I mean, there's another one in the roots. This tank isn't really ideal to see tiny fish, especially, yes, poser, you can swim in front of the camera, especially, you know, black on black here, and this camera doesn't have a better zoom. But yeah, and I think one of the other babies I put in the tank wasn't an Endler. I think it might have been one of the babies for the silver mollies I've got in the other tank. I hope it is, because it looks different compared to... See, there's another. It looks different compared to the other mollies, Endlers of its similar size, but it could probably just be another Endler. There's that many of them. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, that's definitely a baby black molly. I don't think it's a baby corridor. It's not swimming the way the corries do, so it's definitely a baby black molly. Not that it's in the zoom, in the focus again. Yeah. Alright. Well, anyway, I just thought I'd show you that the babies, but the other female is around here somewhere, and she is still quite plump. And there's another, so they're all over the place in here, but that was the idea, to put other size, you're only looking at grass then, other size fish in, so that the black mollies, if they're small or large or what have you, they're not all by themselves and they're not so easy to pick off. But yeah. So hopefully I'll have different size stages of black mollies. So eventually I'll have a good few in here, and then I don't know what I'll do with them. Because the shops only want them if you've got like a stupid amount, you know, like 50, 100, which is fine for endless. And I suppose if I separated them out, but I don't know. I'll put some in my other tanks, obviously, back in the big tank, and get a nice colony going. And then just probably give them to family members. Anyway, I just thought I'd let you know what was going on. And that's it. There's nothing going on in the other tanks that exciting. Red swordtails, whatever you want to call them, they're doing fine. Shrimps, they're being shrimps. That's about it. They're just being fed. So, I mean, if you look at that tank and then look at the difference, obviously the setup's very different, but there's a nice shrimp there to look at. Yeah, it's a lot busier in here, but obviously there's more fish. I mean, the primary ones are the same number, but then you've got the corries and loads of endlers swimming around. You've got the shrimps. I thought about putting some shrimps in the other tank. A nice colony of shrimp in there, but we'll see. And it seems to be snail season in my big tank for whatever reason. I'll show you all these snails. The big tank is having a bit of a snail fest. I didn't know it was Snail Fest 2024, but obviously it is. The glass is covered in snails, which is good. I mean, there's going to be no algae on the glass, but anyway, there's a lot of snails in there. They'll all die off eventually when they've eaten all the food themselves. But that's it for now. Ta-ta.